So what did we do? We said, look, everybody's born at base camp, naked, helpless, and ignorant. Everyone comes in the same. Now what you got to do is decide to de-ignorify yourself and learn a few things. And we said the 3 things you got to learn is you got to have a dream. What do you got to have, everyone? Number 2, we already covered it. You got to have a team. Everyone take your fingers one more time and say a team. Now you want a team of high-performance people that have lots of ambition, lots of desire, that are white-hot, hungry to make it, and then you want to create multiple streams of income. If you only have one stream of income, it's okay to start, but you ultimately want to be impervious to the economy, because economies always have hiccups. Sooner or later, one way or another, Jim Rohn says, if you don't expect night to follow day, you're not paying attention. So every economy has to pulsate, because there's no straight lines in the universe. There's only wave propagation. So what you want to do is have multiple streams of income, and we'll show you what that looks like. Now there's 2 routes. You can take the long route and the short route. Which route do you want? Everyone say both. One more time. Everyone say long route is compound interest. We're going to show how you can save a little and end up with a whole lot. Short route is compound leverage, starting with vision and then making sure you got a mentor, and then you got to have a team, and then you got to have a system which says save yourself time, energy, and money. And then you've got to have the tools and the technology, and then you deal with the infinite system. You need both, so you've got a total safety valve. Here's what the short one looks like. Now the long route, there's Bob Allen's bed. He doesn't trust banks. And what I want you to be able to conceptually leave here with, and then go out and realize, is that you have a money tree that works 24/7, and that you build a residual income. Everyone make the infinity sign like this on the side, if you would, please. And I'm going to do it this way. On the right-hand side, you want to have a residual income. Everyone say a residual income. That's an income that just keeps clicking. Click your finger, say it just keeps clicking. Everyone say, my money is clicking. When you're driving to work or you're in the bus, just no one needs to know that you're thinking. Don't say it out loud. Just say, my money is clicking. One more time, everyone. Now you build a residual income. What does that mean? Jack and I could have gotten paid once for working 3 years endlessly to write Chicken Soup for the Soul. Instead, just on the books, we've been paid 144 million times. That's a residual royalty again and again and again. I don't want you to get paid once. I want you to get paid again and again and again. How many times I want you to get paid? Now, we did the infinity sign. On the left-hand side, you want residual philanthropy. Every one of you has some need or some cause or some issue. And you want to set up your philanthropy so it's residual, and you build a legacy that lasts after you're long gone. And it keeps serving some need that you believe in. And you want a little money tree that goes... Everyone make that sound if you would, please. Keep doing it just for a second. A residual income, keep doing it until I tell you to stop, is while you're sleeping, money is being made. While I'm sleeping back in the United States, which is 16 hours different than here, you all are buying my books in Asia. You'd think it'd keep me awake. But we're talking about having little $100 bills just fall off the tree, making that little sound all night long. Now, there are 38 forms of residual income. One of which is book royalties, one of which is rent royalty or rent roll, they call it. You've got a lot of different names for it. One of which is invention, one of which is intrapreneurship, which means that you have an idea, you go to a business, you get them to sign a DBA. Anyhow, they sign so they can't steal your idea. One example is Arthur Fry had the idea of Post-its. So you could put it in and it wouldn't take the ink off of a page. Sold the idea to his company, 3M, and out of 88,000 products, little Post-its makes $100 million a year. He gets 1%, and he doesn't have to do anything. That's $1 million a year every year in his mailbox, automatically, just clicking. Is that good or is that good? That is. It just is wonderful that you can do all this. Now, if you got one of your $2 bills, pull it out, please. Everyone quickly pull out one of your bills and write on it. If a smaller denomination is easier to understand, but write on it, I'm so happy I'm saving this one. Because saving, you all know, is the key, and you all are masters at it. But if you save in the U.S. economy equivalently, you can figure this out. If you save $1 a day, or a sing dollar a day, over a lifetime it adds up to 66. In 66 years, it adds up to $25,000. You only got three functions of money. You get the amount of money, the time that it durates, and the rate of interest. However, look at this. At 10%, $1 a day turns into $2,750,000. Everyone whistle. A little louder, one more time. So everyone could become a millionaire by just saving one measly dollar a day and getting 10% interest. On the tapes I'm going to encourage you to take home from me, we teach 20 ways to legally and honestly and ethically get 20% in your money, which turns into $1 billion in one human lifetime. Now, this is a picture to Edward Deming. He's a guy who couldn't get accepted in America, went to Japan, made Toyota from the littlest car company in the world to the biggest car company with Lexus, which is maybe the finest car in the world. And what he says is that 94% of failure is not people failure, but system failure. Everyone say system failure. What I want to do is make sure you leave here with my system, because if you have my system, it works when you work it, and you can't miss if you work with this. So I want to make sure you got it. And we say, look, there's 4 basic ways to do it, and I've made millions in each one of these. You can make money, millions in the internet, obviously. I mean, when we decided to use the internet to do the 1 Minute Millionaire, we sent out 3 million emails. And at 6 o'clock when Amazon came on, we were 89,000. By 10 o'clock, we were at 750, at which time Amazon melted down. Now, this is October 17, 2002. And before that, Jeff Bezos, head of Amazon, said nobody can buy more than we can sell. And then he calls us up and said, what do you guys do? By 3 o'clock, we were number one, and we were number one on Amazon for the next month. And we became number one on Wall Street Journal and ultimately number one New York Times, fiction, nonfiction. And I want to teach you how to do that. Marketing. There's only 2 functions that make money in any business: marketing and innovation. I'm going to show you how marketing works with the 2 of them. Real estate. The basis of most wealth historically in the world is real estate. And Asia, your real estate is explosively growing right now. Let me just do a parenthesis, though. I've been asked a lot on the interview shows about real estate, and in every one of you, if you wanted to, can buy in America our tax lien certificates, where you buy a piece of real estate that somebody didn't pay their taxes on. Now you say, well, why would somebody not pay their taxes? Well, people don't pay their taxes because they didn't have a will and the husband and wife die and they had no heirs, whatever. There's 27 reasons why they don't buy a piece of real estate. They don't pay their taxes. And so you go to first position. In January, online, I bought 230 pieces of property for basically nothing. I bought a $4.5 million house for $15,000 in Scottsdale, Arizona. Now, the good news is I want to teach you how to do it. The greater news is you all are allowed to do it. You can do it online. We allow foreigners to buy American soil. We need your money. Is that good or is that good? I'm here to make you rich. I'm glad to have you own property in America. How many of you want to travel more and travel to America at least some of the time? Could I see you raise your hands? I rest my case. If you own real estate, vice versa, it would be a tax-deductible experience. Investment in business, and there's lots of them, because you have an infinite ocean of prosperity waiting for you. Now, here's a picture of 2 of our friends. This lady is a great singer. Her name is Karen Nelson Bell. She is 60 years old, and she was the lead singer for Perry Como. Some of you may or may not know who Perry Como is, but he fired her, and she could have sued him for ageism. Instead, she said, wait a second, I'm going to study with you guys. She decided to buy real estate, and in 4 months, 9 days, went from 0 to $1 million, just like that. Is that good or is that good? She's now up $12 million, and she bought all that real estate in Las Vegas. It just is wonderful for basically nothing. There's Karen and her husband, former husband, Duncan. He unfortunately died recently. The marketing mountain. I want to show you a way to think about marketing different than anyone else. I define it different than anyone else. I would encourage all of you to think original thoughts. Just like I won't write any book that's not totally unique. I write a quote every day, but I also ask you to think through stuff, and before you study the stuff, write your own definitions of the stuff. Then go study this stuff. Does that make sense? So I define marketing different. I say, look, marketing is storytelling. Everyone say that, please. Now remember, I said we're going to change the world one story at a time. We're going to change your story. Well, one of the stories you want to master is your marketing story. You want to tape record your story and have somebody that's better at doing your business than you are listen to it and say, look, I could improve your story by doing this, 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 and this. Because you want to be masterful at your story, and everyone can. Here's the principle. Whoever tells the best story gets the sale. If you're a doctor, whoever tells the best story gets the patient. You get the client. You get the purchase order. It goes on and on and on. Can you improve your story? The answer is, yeah, because I believe you should sell in as little as 2 minutes and make your story irresistibly compelling. One of the things I'd like to know is how many of you think someday during your life you'd like to write a book? Could I see a raise of hands? Raise them high, please. Every one of you has a book in you. Touch yourself, say, I got a book in me. Take your 2 fingers, gently point at your neighbors right and left and say, I think you got a book in you. Now, I teach 33 ways to make every book a bestseller, and what I believe is there's a book in you, and the world needs it, and the good news is you're the only one who can write it. Everyone go, whew. I also want to teach you how to fast write a bestseller in 30 days or less. Would that be good or would that be good? Now you say, well, nobody can write it in that short a time and win every time. Well, we published 18 bestsellers last year that got my name on it. I've done 147 totally. 62 of them have been #1 New York Times. You say, well, every one you do is not New York Times. That's right. Singapore, I'm #1 here, but it's never going to make the New York Times list. Chicken soup for the, other souls are not going to make it either. Like we did chicken soup for the Hawaiian soul. We sell 1,200,000 a year, but the people in New York don't believe Hawaii is a state yet. When they wouldn't put us on the list and I was out selling everyone, I called up the lady at New York Times and I said, forgive me, but I'm selling more books numerically, both in bookstores and club stores, and you're not putting us on a list. What's the story? She says, you, sir, are a multi-authored book. I said, you got the Bible in there, and it's got 66 authors. She says, you're on the list. Now, you say, well, can somebody make money writing? This is a little lady who's written a book called Harry Potter. She had a tragic story happen. She's on a train. The story came to her. She drew up pictures, sort of like Andrew did this morning, of the next 7 books that she was going to do. She is now richer than the Queen Mom. She's the first writer to become a billionaire. Now you say, well, that doesn't affect me. Yes, it does. Here's why. First guy to run a 4-minute mile is named Roger Bannister. The next week, 119 people did it. Once somebody breaks through, back to what I said, ask, believe, and receive, it changes the belief. It changes the belief. The middle 3 letters of the word believe are L-I-E, and you're either lying yourself up or lying yourself down. If you lie yourself up, you say, I can do it, before you do it. Right? Every little kid says, Mom and Dad are walking. Everybody in my place is walking. I think I'm going to learn to walk. So you believe it long enough, and then you achieve it. If you lie yourself down, you say, I can't do it, I'm not good enough. So here, shake off I'm not good enough. And all of us have I'm not good enough in us somewhere. We're all good enough. And what she did is she showed that those of us in writing can break through and do 1 billion. Now, if one person can do it, can all of us do it? The answer is, if you really want to. If you have white-hot desire. If you want to have rockets of desire. Now, you say, well, if I were to write a book, what kind of place could I do it? Well, I could do it on health and fitness. And I hope all of you exercise every day aerobically and then anaerobically, and then do stretching and then other stuff. Financial success, well, that's what this seminar is about. which I want all of you to become net worth millionaires ultimately. Love and relationships. You got spirituality and enlightenment. My partner Jack is the dean of self-esteem. You've got sexual fulfillment. Think of the homework. You got beauty, desirability, personal attractiveness. You got entertainment and humor. And you've all got a great sense of humor. And it's a good idea to laugh. Here's part of my little infopreneurial empire. Infopreneurial means information empire, and I suggest the 21st century is going to be the age of information, and you can do all these great ways of making millions and millions of dollars if you're just awake. Everyone say, I'm awake. By the way, awake is such a cool idea because I'm going to show you this twice, but we got a brand new video that is now selling faster than The Secret, and I'm the lead guy in it. It's about Think and Grow Rich. It's called Millionaire Awaken Your Secret, inspired by the book of Think and Grow Rich by Napoleon Hill. It is absolutely marvelous. You will like it, and it'll be part of the package that we offer to you. Fair enough? Say yes. It's not available in your country yet, but it will be. What else can you do? One of the 38 ways I teach to become fabulously wealthy is you got to learn to license yourself. Just like David Bowie licensed himself and took out $50 million against his future earnings, we're setting it up so a lot of you can take out licenses on your future earnings. But just real quick, with Chicken Soup, we were on 50 million Diet Coke cases. Now, it took us 5 years to get the deal. And we sold enough books to get 15,000 kids back to residual philanthropy into boys and girls clubs. With Campbell's Soup, we're on 600 million Campbell's Soup cans. And when you opened the label and it unfolded like an accordion, it had our stories, and then that went to a charity. It's amazing. I took our books to #1. All it takes is one idea. Hold up one finger and say one idea. Point at your forehead and say, I got great ideas in here. One more time, say, I got $1 million ideas in here. Now touch your neighbor's forehead right and left and say, you got $1 million ideas in there. And you want to license it. Well, let me just talk about licensing one more lick. I read Steven Spielberg's book. It said he made $800 million on E.T. and he made $1.5 billion on licensing of E.T. I said to Jack, I'm going to use the law of attraction. We're going into licensing. Within the next few days, we started getting licenses coming like crazy because my cliche is what you think about comes about. One of our licenses, which you'd never expect, is we did Chicken Soup at the Pet Lover Soul. At every veterinarian's office, my little daughter's becoming a vet, at every veterinarian's office, they sell our dog food called Chicken Soup for the Soul dog food. We sell and make $2 million profit gross a month, of which we get 15%. So Jack gets 7.5%, and I get 7.5% every month. Now, do I make the dog food go like this? Do I package it? Do I wrap it? Do I hustle it? Do I do anything? No. They just send me checks. Is that good or is that good? Remember, though, the reason I want you to take home all the stuff I got is that I'm holding up a mirror that says, look, these are all the ways to do it. I promise you one of these 38 ways is going to make you $1 million. It's going to make it almost instantly. Because making a lot of money is easy. Making a little money is hard. When you make a little money, you're a job slave. And a job means it's an acronym. It means you are just over broke. Whereas what I want you to have is a real MBA, not a master's of business administration, and that's a good degree to have. I want you to have a millionaire's bank account. Everyone say, I accept. Now, here's my teacher in school, is Buckminster Fuller. He finished all of Albert Einstein's work. He did a Damaxian car that ran on 3 wheels, parked in its own space, had 11 people facing each other inside. He said, look, we're going to have a crisis in petrochemicals in 50 years. He accurately described what has happened. And his car ran on alcohol, ethanol, and methanol. That's a way to do it. And he figured out how to do 15 major disciplines, one of which is cartography, and this was made for me by my dear friend Roger, who's sitting here with his gloriously beautiful wife. What he did is he said, look, all maps, all cartography is done wrong. So he put an icosahedron, 20 triangled structure around it so that there are no distortion on the map. And he said, if you look at my map, we have one island landmass enveloped by one world ocean, And if you really look at the world, we all live in one world, and we got to quit thinking the Earth's flat and that we can have war, because either war's obsolete or you and I are. We all need to work together. We all need to do business together. We all need to be in this little spaceship together, and we need to solve little problems like global warming. And the only way to end war is fundamental abundance, which Roger and I are working together, and we're dedicated to ending poverty before 2020. And I'd love to do it by 2014 if we could. Would that be good, or would that be good? That would be awesome. Give that lady a round of applause, if you would, please.